Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
All right, before we get to a Trenches episode of Purple Daily here and break down some film from the Vikings' 8th win of the year, a shout out to AG1, helping to power Trenches in 2024, trusted by top athletes all over the world and top handsome podcasters. AG1 is a simple and comprehensive foundational nutritional supplement for whole body health. Every scoop of AG1 or every travel pack contains whole food sourced ingredients that support gut health, focus, immune health, and more. For me, it's either a scoop in the morning or middle of the day mixed with water, shake it up, and enjoy. So for me, it's been about 8 years, somewhere, give or take 6 months, since I've been using AG1, and it's been great to partner with them here on Purple Daily. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 of these free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Purple Daily. That's drinkag1.com/Purple Daily. There he is.
There he is.
Rhino, Alex Boone.
Hey, buddy.
Well, we were supposed to do this yesterday morning, but old Macadac wakes up 30 minutes after our recording. We do these early in the morning usually.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at texts, and Alex says, "I don't have the link. Where's the link? Mac, are you alive?"
Dude, I fell into a weird world
Sorry.
because I didn't want to wake you up if you were asleep, because it's like, listen, if this dude's sleeping, it's because he's grinding, and I don't want to be the one that's like, "Hey, Mackie, where you at, bud?" So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it die. I think I went outside and started working out. And then you text me later and I was like, dude, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. But it is the worst feeling sometimes when you're like, oh my God, what time is it? Like, I feel like I always wake up like that on these early morning shows at like 5:15. What time is it?
Dude, it took, and I'm sure you maybe you have like NFL meeting room stories, but it took me back. I have an anxiety about early flights. Like, I have to have 20 different alarms. Every 30 seconds have to have an alarm set so I don't miss a flight. But it takes me back when I was a freshman at the University of Minnesota, and I was going to one of my first classes, first semester. And there was a professor that it was like an auditorium room with maybe, I don't know, like 80 or 100 students. And every day you'd have an assigned row, and every day your row would move down until you were in the front row at some point. And if you were in the front row that day, you had to know the stuff because he'd be pointing and calling, and you'd have to finish his sentences and stuff. And that was the day that I overslept for the first time in college. And I came in, and he literally savaged me for an hour. Like, he just kept coming back to the well and kept coming back to the well. So I've had anxiety about this for like 20 years. And anyways, yeah,
Horrible.
Set an alarm, kids.
Horrible
Set an
feeling.
alarm.
Yes.
So, all right, let's break down some film here.
You know
of
what?
The Vikings.
Let's do it.
The Vikings beating the Titans. I've got kind of a sprinkling of, there's some Vikings offensive stuff in here, and then there's also a lot of Vikings defense just wreaking havoc on Will Levis. Vikings defense, by the way, Booney, number 1 in the NFL in a lot of different, like, all-encompassing measurements. Top 4 scoring defense, top takeaway defense, top pressure defense. Did you think this was going to be like the top defense in the NFL based on a lot of different measurements coming into the year?
No, but when you watch this game, in games like this, there's so many variations of defenses that he can throw at you. It's almost like, I feel like it's the Oregon jersey. You're never going to see the same look twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get up there and you're going to see a 3-man, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a 4-man, and then all of a sudden it's going to be 8 guys up there, and then all of a sudden there's 6 guys up there, and then they're in an odd, then they're in an even, and then you're like, oh my God, I just can't take my head. I just can't take this. I'm going to pull my goddamn hair out. Like, you could tell as the game was going on that Will was like getting angry, and you were like, dude, it's funny because without even having to get sacks to him, just the mental game alone, you could tell was starting to irritate with him. Yeah, throws a 98-yard fade because our safety doesn't know how to cover. It's fine. Like, you're going to have silly plays where you feast or famine. It happens all the time. But for the majority of the game, if they weren't getting to him or sacking him, they were frustrating the living hell out of him. And on the same time, on the other side, like Sam Darnold getting away from trouble, like
Yeah.
getting out of pressure, escaping the pocket at times, extending the play, creating lanes. Like you're like, I really like this guy. I'm starting to like this a little bit more. And the receiving game, it's just everybody showing up right now, right? It doesn't have to be JJ. It can be Hawk or Powell or Addison or Naylor. Like there's so many people that you're like, oh, we just got a ton of guys back there, don't we? We are not ever running out of names. And it's fun to see that. But there are things that scare you, though, right? Like the ball coming loose. Aaron Jones fumbles the ball. I think Sam Darnold almost fumbled the ball. And at the same time, it's like, that is a lot of pressure. What's going on with the interior? You know what I'm saying? Like tackles, I'm always loving the tackles. But at the same time, the interior is getting messed up.
Well, and that's something to watch. Dalton Risner made his first ever regular season start at right. It was kind of a surprise. Ed Ingram's been on the hot seat for probably like 2 years. And they finally, before this game, announced very quietly, for non-injury reasons, Dalton Risner starting right guard, Ed Ingram gone. Now they might. It's possible that they might go back on that at some point this year. But I guess just before we roll the film here, and you'll see some of the Dalton Risner good and bad in these clips. Your thoughts on them finally making the decision to say, let's try something different at right guard. If you were giving advice to unsolicited advice to Ed Ingram to say, hey, dude, to get your career back, here are like 2 things you should focus on. Just your thoughts on that.
Staying calm and just trusting the process, and it's so hard because for years I feel like we've been like, hey, it's just this one problem right here, right? Like if this guy could just play a little bit tougher, or this guy could just use his hands a little bit more, get a little more depth. I feel like when it comes to the NFL, it's like simple things that we're asking him to do. And while yes, you guys look at this and go, what, that is extremely hard. It's like in our world, it's not. It's actually pretty easy. And if you listen to what people tell you to do, for the most part, they're going to let you do it right. But when you do get benched, it's very hard. And I think a lot of guys on the team will have your back. But at the same time, it's like, hey, man, we got to move on. We got to do what we got to do. Listen to the coaches. Get better. You're going to have another opportunity. You're young in this league. But, yeah, man, I mean, we've been asking for a long time. And it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with the two of them. Like, could they go back and forth? Of course they could. But even more so, Dalton's he has more experience and he has more age. And for never having played the right guard, and to come in here and do it against an all-pro defensive tackle, it's like,
yeah,
that's why this guy's playing in the NFL. Because when they ask you to do something completely off the wall, you don't go, oh, well, that's going to be hard. You go, sure, why not? Let's do it. Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah. Yeah. Simmons just sitting across, like, here, welcome to right guard.
Welcome to this side, pussy.
Yeah. So, hey, by the way, Alex and also Jeremiah Searles, another former Vikings offensive lineman, they have their own YouTube channel where they do film breakdowns of the National Football League as a whole and a weekly podcast, the O-Line Committee, and I'm part of the gang too, the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. So check it out if you love what you hear and see from our guy, Booney. I'm going to roll some tape, and we'll go full screen here.
Dude,
take us through.
It's Beef Flow that's bringing the sauce this week, man. Just getting saucy with it. Oh,
and play Cashman.
I know, dude. When you're giving sacks to middle linebackers, your team really sucks. I don't know what to tell you. This is as simple as it comes. This is double Cali. This is the ME on the running back all the live long day. I don't even, how I feel about him sometimes. I get mad at him. This is a simple Rocco call. We're gonna go back real quick. The offensive line has the 4 down, and we'll take 44 because he seems to be the flavor of the day, right? Something over here is pushing us. Looks like Cannon Bynum's down to the left, so there must be numbers to the right. So we go 44. We're in a simple Ricky. You got Petit Frere, who's going to be outside on Van Ginkel. I believe that's Dylan Radens is going to be out here on, I don't know who that is. At Tillery over there?
Yeah, 90.
Like
there's a 9 and then maybe another 9 in there. Yeah.
Skorinsky is not going to take the linebacker. Why? Because we don't block tiny dudes. That's not our job. Only the center.
He's not taking. Oh, I see what you're saying. Skronsky.
Yep. Skronsky is not taking 51. He's going to kick out to 52, and then you got J.C. Latham kicking out to Grenard. So Bennett puts number 2 on 51. I don't know why. I was watching this game live, and I go, why would he pass this color up? I mean, he knows we're going to the right. He knows he's going to the left. And then I started thinking, I wonder if it's the numbers. I wonder if it's the fact that he sees a 51 and a 52 and a 58 and a 44 and a 43, and this running back's looking up going, I really don't know who's who.
Who's
I
a
don't.
safety? Who's
Well, not only that, but you look up and 4 of them are standing up. Only 2 of them are down. And so you're kind of like, in the moment, an offensive lineman would look at this and be like, oh, this is super simple. But in the game, when your face is getting kicked in and your teeth are just rattling all over the place and you're like, am I sure I'm sure? I'm not sure. I am as sure as I thought I was. I mean, this is simply stupid. Number 2 goes right past his assignment.
what does he think his assignment is?
I see, and this is where I start to say, and I've said this for years, I hate the fact that everyone's changing numbers. I think he thinks he's got 58. See how he goes all the way out there? I think he thinks 58 is the linebacker. And then all of a sudden, right here, when he realizes Blake Cashman has totally just upended the center, he's like, oh, man, I better try and save a life, right? Yeah. Problem is, the center gives us terrible effort, too. Anytime we're in this...
But also, like, all right, so this is... You got two essentially middle linebackers or two these guys are not down linemen or known edge rushers.
Correct.
They're running a twist here, right? So Blake Cashman's coming in to clear out the center for Metellus to get home. And then he realizes as he's doing it, no one's blocking him.
This is how bad this is, right? This Blake Cashman's not even... Is he supposed to? Sure. He's the picker, but normally the looper comes around, right?
Right.
Here's the problem that I have with the center. The minute that he comes up here, and they do this because they know that the running back has 51. So they think to themselves, hey, listen, if we're going to twist anybody, why would we twist these 2 guys on the left that are meant to do this, right? Why don't we twist the guy who the running back has to block? Because he's coming from space. He's coming from way back there. By the time he gets his hands on us, Blake's already got his hands on the center. But at the same time, the center needs to get off the ball. We call this getting depth. And anytime you have a blitz, depth is always good. See how he kind of flat sets and he's kind of, see how his body's kind of going over the outside of his leg? He's almost asking this team, pick me. I don't care. I'm not really here to block. Look at this. You let Blake Cashman push you off a block like that, they should cut you. I'm not even kidding. I've never seen a center get pushed like that by a linebacker. Then he lets the other one go around him. Told you, man, it's frustrating. It's not that it's rough. It's just frustrating because you're looking up and everybody looks the same. They're even the same size at times. And you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. This is the 3 technique? Are we sure this is the 3 technique?
And there's plenty more where that came from, too. We'll show a couple of ankles double sack.
Where 3 guys touch him and then the Petit Frere falls down. Don't worry. A lot of guys getting cut this week. A lot of guys getting cut.
We'll show you that one, too. By the way, so Sam Darnold, he throws a bunch of bad interceptions the last 2 weeks against the Colts and the Jets, or not the Jets, the Jaguars. So, okay, is he permanently back to the old Sam Darnold that his career went sideways, or can they revive him this week? And, dude, he came out. This is one of the I don't know, just my amateur eyes. This is one of the best games we've seen him play, I feel like.
Yeah, and not only that, what I really loved about this was his ability to get away from trouble, his ability to get out of pressure. I mean, he was moving around the pocket. He was dancing. He was doing everything he could. Here we go. We're going to go with, we would call this more of like a play action. This is a setup. And it's so weird to me. I don't know. Aaron Jones looks like he goes the wrong way. Go back.
Or is he just aborting for...
But why is he aborting if all of a sudden I'm sending Brian O'Neill out there? You see what I'm saying? And just for everybody knows, it was stuff like this that drove me nuts in the league, right? Because coaches would come off to the sideline and they'd be like, where's that running back? And you'd be like, I don't know. Where was he? Was he not out there? They're like, nah, he was there. He just didn't do the right thing. You're like, what do you mean he didn't do the right thing? Like, this play's lucky, right? Like, you got Josh Oliver's blocking 49. All of a sudden, or no, it's out here.
Let's go wide here too, because
I was gonna say go to the wide.
This looks like a slot corner blitz here.
It is.
21 comes right,
but it's weird because Oliver like blocks him, but then he leaves him, and he's like, he's like, somebody will get him. It's like if Sam were to hold on to this ball, he may have gotten smoked. Here we go, a little play action, dangle that ball.
Oh, right there. Okay.
He's going to get one hand on him, and then I'm out of here. But that's where, to me, I think that's where Aaron Jones was supposed to be. But you never
But
know.
Jones also sees on the other side.
But then they slide to it.
Yeah,
See,
okay, I got you.
like clearly right here, there's something coming, right? Like he's topped and he is on the line of scrimmage. Like all of us are going to be like, he's coming. Yeah.
And he's topped up here by the safety.
We're going to slide to him. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if Aaron got backwards. Like he thought the slide was going the other way or whatnot. But I was watching this on this touchdown and I was like, man, Josh Oliver really just gave him a quick hand and left. Like, who's supposed to block this guy? Sam Darnold, once again, knows he's going to get hit, knows nobody's blocking this guy. Screw it. Let's just throw the ball, right? I'm telling you, man, this was a good week. It wasn't exciting. It was a good, needed week where it's like, yeah, you know what? If they get into trouble, Sam could get him out of trouble. Sam can move around. Yeah, he's going to throw unnecessary picks. Look at the Lions. They threw 5 of them in one game. Bad things happen.
Look at him. This is
the 360 right there.
Athletic, man.
Dude, I'm telling you. And then he throws a dart.
Sherfield's always good for like one huge catch a game, I feel like.
For sure. Out of nowhere. You're like, oh, yeah, I forgot he was on that team. Until next week. All right, here we go. The 360. And then look at that. Like on the move.
Okay, I'll admit, when I was watching on TV, right about here, I thought guaranteed interception. Guaranteed, like pirouette, spinning, maybe throwing blind, 100% interception. But
throws a dime. All right, here we go. We got an even look, 4 up. Looks like we're in a 6-man pro. We're going to slide left, so we're going to loco to 56. Puts the running back on 17. Obviously, we got to give our man Ham the love. Love him.
So CJ Ham is already looking. It looks like he's looking at 17 here.
Looks like he's looking at that whole side of the line, which again tells me we're going left, right? He's gonna have everything to the left, and then he'll have four strong because Huck is to the left.
Yep. So you're sliding, little twist.
Simmons does a great job. Go back. This is Bradbury's got to punch him. At some point, you have to start this fight, and you can't let him get you on 1 feet. And this was the one thing that used to drive me nuts about putting bad film out there is the minute you put film like that out there, everybody thinks they can do it to you. So now everyone's going to be trying to muscle you, right? And it doesn't look good when you got one block and the other. Yeah, exactly.
Risner comes up.
I'll help you. Hey, hit the guy with the blue jersey, you idiot. Let's just say that. Like, dude, why are you blocking me? Get off of me.
It's okay, buddy. I got you. Don't worry.
Hey, once again, great job by Darnold. Getting out of trouble. Does the 360. Throws a dot. Extends the play. Moves the drive down. Chains are moving. Like, takes 3 to block 1. Not a good look. Whoop.
Man,
right
look
there.
at him.
Right there.
Bang.
Dot. Love it.
He keeps plays alive.
Well, he has been, yeah, which is great. And when you start getting late into November and December and people really get a beat on you, you're going to have to. You're going to have to make something happen.
Obligatory Harrison Smith causing havoc at the line of scrimmage clip here for you.
All right, here we go. Last time it was 6. Guess what? Let's add a guy. Let's throw in one more.
7.
Now it's 7.
3 here. You got 4 here.
Hey, once again, notice the numbers. I mean, we got a 0 out there. We got a 22. We got a 51. We got a 58. We got a 91. We got a 40. I mean, we're everywhere, dude.
And
We're
by the
all
way, and obviously, if you're a Vikings fan, like, yeah, but if you're watching film for the week preparing, it's
not even that. If you're in that moment right there, it's so hard in the moment to be like 51, 93, 98, 52. Oh, who are we going to? Who is this slide? Because even like right here, at times it would start to get confusing. Like, are we going to 51 or are we going to 22? What are we doing? Like, it's hard, man. It's really, really hard. This is a great job. It's a screen, but it's a great job of Harrison getting his hands on. By the way, Will Levis, way more yoked than any quarterback ever needs to be. I'm just going to say that now.
Spends a lot of time in the gym.
You know, honestly,
it
J.C. Latham should have got a hand on him. You can see him kind of set, and this is like where you kind of get caught in no man's land because it's a screen and you're supposed to set and get out. But more than anything, you should punch both those guys because you know your quarterback's throwing the ball that way. And if you let 22 come off the edge untouched, what's stopping him from doing this? I mean, this guy's been playing for 15 years in the league.
So if you just get into him, he can't jump, right?
Correct. You get a little hand on him, maybe you punch him in the ribs, do something, but you gotta do something to affect this throw.
No.
Or affect this rusher. Because Harrison did affect the throw.
All right, what else we got here? Let's see here.
Oh,
Let's watch some more terrorizing Will Levis stuff here.
here we go. Now we're just rushing 4.
The gangster.
This is the first of many. Watch this. Watch
The
this.
gank master.
It's gonna get ugly on this show today, guys. Someone's definitely getting cut.
And what you're seeing here, starting with the Harrison Smith batted pass, is literally 3 consecutive plays. So this is the very next play here.
This could sum up their season. These 3 plays. All right. So this was second quarter. I believe it was like 30 seconds left. They were driving.
Yep.
Because I remember thinking, man, this game's actually not out of reach. And then all of a sudden this happened. I was like, yeah, I know. This game's out of reach.
Not
not going to work here. Listen, first of all, you got the chip. It was a shitty chip. I'm not going to lie to you. It was shitty. I just going to be straight. Yeah, no. Cut him. Get rid of him. 2, my tackle. What are we doing? Petit Frere. We need to wake up. 2 plays in a row of getting beat. I don't know that I've ever seen a guy get beat twice in a row. First of all, the right guard gets beat so bad. Go back.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Oh my God. This spin is so lethal. Radens, sit down. Watch. Oh. Not gonna work here anymore. Go back.
So that kind of that initial pressure.
Well, that's probably what
Levis off his spot, right?
Yeah, that spooks him for sure. Number 1, he's leaning right there. See that? Anytime you extend way out from over your shoulders, you're going to get spun on for sure. But 2, Van Ginkel on the edge is amazing. Goes through the chip, and at the same time, here's Petit Frere setting vertically. Oh, I got him. Oh, I'm not going to touch him. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if I was his coach in that moment, I'd be like, hey, you do a great job of getting off the ball. I love your drag hand. I love how you're trying to get back. But right here, what are we doing? What are we doing?
He slaps that hand away.
Oh, extend your arms fully before he even gets into your body. And then you, by the way, at the same time, you lose your footing. Like, dude, what are you doing? You had all day to block this guy. And you had a friend help you, right? Maybe I'm not that upset. I'm not that upset. On the sideline, I'm sure Callahan Auto Parts was probably like, yeah, you know what? We all make mistakes. It's okay, right? Roll the next clip. I want
Callahan
you to roll
brake
the next.
pads. Yes.
You get a good look at a butcher
by sticking your head up a bull's ass.
No. So next play, right? I'm sure Callahan's on the sideline, like, we took care of this problem. I told them to double chip him.
Every play, there's like a 5th tight end, a 6th tight end.
Yeah.
There's 14 guys on the field. Can't stop the gangster.
You can't double chip a guy. By the time he's double chipped, the ball should be gone, no matter what route it is. But anyways, we do it again. We're gonna chip him on the outside. We're gonna even send the running back. Look at the running back. Go back. Look at the running back. The running back's like staring at him as he's running all the way in. Like he's like looking at Petit Frere, like, you got him, right? You're gonna get him, right? Watch this. Tight end's like, coach said I gotta kill you. Running back's like, can't let you out here. Can't let you.
This is wild.
Hit him with the okie doke. Dude, I'm telling you, there's only a few times in my life I've ever seen someone get hit with the okie doke. You can never get hit with the okie doke. Dude, watch him crumble. Oh! Okay.
Why is he
you know
so
why?
What is he doing?
He's not making a decision. Go back 3 frames. 1, 2, 3.
Hold on. There you go. Let's go back here.
See how he's still blocking this 3 technique? He hasn't really made a decision. See that hand right there?
Yeah.
That's bad.
You're good.
You don't need to do that. I'm blocking him. I don't need you to touch him. I need you to block 43. And I see what you're seeing. You're like, oh, he's going to come inside. There's no way he's going to go back outside.
But if he goes inside at that point,
you switch it.
Or Will Levis needs to get rid of the football by that point.
Even then, so where's he going to go in the inside? I don't think there's any lanes, is there? And in the moment, I would have been telling my guard, I mean, there's a lane, but it's like, I don't know that he's going to go in there, right? 2, I would just be talking to my guard the whole time. Like, hey, alert, 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 alert. They'd be telling him, hey, alert, there might be a twist coming over here. But these 3 plays are a microcosm of their season. Just
It's a microcosm of both teams' seasons, right? It's the
Oh
Titans'
yeah,
season
for
for
sure,
sure,
and the defense of what
and
they've
the
been doing.
Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have 3 guys blocking 1, and the main guy's responsibility to do it doesn't even do it. It's just maddening and a mess at the same time. And I think a lot of it is because there's such a mental game to the physical game that, like, when you get to Sunday, you're like, just make it physical, and I can do that. The minute you make me start thinking and then have to throw a punch, it becomes a lot harder, and actually you'll start to slow down because you're thinking so much, and you're like, is this right? Am I right? Is he right?
Here's one more, just kind of, this is like a read option, and then we'll
Dude,
get off.
I love the way they played this. Look at this. Will Levis has 0 chance. By the way, pitch the ball, stupid.
Yeah, the announcers were even saying like,
Oh,
okay, yeah, you got
this is bad. This is bad, and I love this because this front right here is how you would stop a zone read, because you basically put somebody in every gap, like we talked about last week, which you create these 5 one-on-one matchups, right? And I get it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to pull this ball, which is smart because he sees Jonathan Grenard coming down right now, and he's like, oh, he's going to take the cheese. But what the problem is this is where he gets kind of lazy. Like, he kind of lazily pulls the ball and then just gets smoked. Watch.
So if he pulls a little more aggressively,
or
maybe he gets out.
If he sells a little bit more, maybe if he sells the handoff a little bit more, or maybe if he just pitched the ball. Like right now, I'm pitching the ball. There's too many.
Pitch it to this dude right here.
Pitch
to Tajay
ball.
Sharp.
Yes, you have to. That's the whole design of the play. And actually, if you look at it, Tajay Sharp's actually pretty open. But the Vikings,
Spears,
Spears, sorry. The Vikings do a great job of getting a hat for a hat right here. Look at this. They got a hat in every gap, super gap sound, and then at the same time, Will doesn't speed this play up. Looking at pressure off the edge, this play needs to be sped up. You know nobody's blocking him, right? You know that the entire offensive line's going to the right.
So
right.
Don't even you're saying like don't even go through all of this necessarily, or just
right
do it
there,
faster.
Hold that and then just pitch to the left. Hold pitch right now. I'm not trying to take this anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Look at that.
He's just laying.
Let's see the arm go forward. Like, why?
What's going on? Oh man, I don't know if Nicol Law can help a bad offensive line or a quarterback that's struggling, but they can definitely help you guys as the exclusive personal injury law firm of Purple Daily. Nicol Law knows that when you or a loved one gets hurt, you may need some help. You may need someone trustworthy. Russell Nicolay and his team are locally based. They know what they're doing when it comes to getting you the compensation you deserve after an accident. So if you've been injured, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay, NicolayLaw.com, or give them a call at 1-855-NICOLAY. Also, a shout out to the Fillmore, which was one of the most fun nights in Purple Daily history last spring when we hosted the 2024 Purple Daily Draft Party. When we're not headlining, there are other amazing things happening at the Fillmore, and we recommend you check out their schedule of events coming up here the next few months at scorenorth.com/tickets. Scorenorth.com/tickets. Say Anything is going to be there on Tuesday of next week. Steel Panther on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and all sorts of other fun things happening at the Fillmore in Minneapolis. Scorenorth.com/tickets to find out more. All right, I got at least a couple more for you here, and then we'll send everyone on their way. This is the 98-yarder, just for fun. We'll just run this once or twice and see.
Yeah, it's a great route, right? It's like this Ohio concept and out and up. The safety, I just
Metellus, man. Yeah.
I know.
He's been so good this year, but
I know, and that's why you can't really get that mad, right? Like, for everybody that wants to know, when this play happens, nobody goes to Metellus and goes, "Oh, way to go, stupid." Like,
okay.
He's had a good year, right? Like, this defense has been balling out. They're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna happen. Nobody's upset about it. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. B-Flow probably punched him in the face a couple times because he looks at times on the sideline like he is going to kill someone.
Yeah, he did.
But for the most part, everyone's like, all right, you didn't get under the ball. Let's not do that again, right? Like, that's what separates good teams from bad teams. A good team can go, you know what, we made a mistake, let's move on. A bad team would just go, hey, let's just repeat that same mistake because we're not paying attention.
What's crazy about that? So there's that play, which is I won't say it's kind of fluky. I
It
think it's
is
kind of
very
fluky.
fluky. Dude, a 98-yard fade.
Yeah.
This is the flukiest play I've ever seen in my life.
After you've got them 3rd and 12 pinned, I think Vikings defense might have got a little greedy there too. Just let's get a safety or a defensive touchdown on a 3rd down play. And then, of course, Jalen Naylor dropped a 46-yard touchdown pass. So it's a 23-13 final that felt like it should have been maybe 30-6 if those two plays go differently, but that's also football.
Yeah.
So, okay, back to the Vikings offense here.
Here we go. A little motion. A little play action. Where's 18? Find
Just
him.
getting smoked as he throws, but hangs in there.
Where's 18? For play action, and you better be bracketing, tripling 18, because the linebackers aren't helping. Here we go. We shifted the front. We
Vikings
are
love
in
their 2 tight end sets, man.
We're in an under front. Love this. Push it out to the left. Love. Double teams across the board. Oh, taking a shot.
Hey, Risner on this, going up against one of the best of the business.
Yeah. And what about KOC? Let's go even one step farther. How about KOC smart enough to go, hey, you know what? Any chance I can get this guy a double team on 98? Let's do that. And that's what play action does. That's why some people are like, why do you guys play action so much? Because it allows double teams, natural double teams that wouldn't normally be there, right? Normally the tackle's never helping the guard on a pass pro. But on this one, all of a sudden we're coming down, we're sliding to the left. So it kind of bottles everything up in his gaps, which is exactly what you want. And like you said, Darnold taking a shot, throwing it to 18. Let's be honest. When you have Justin Jefferson on your team, there's going to be a lot of people paying attention to him. So it's like as long as you can get the ball anywhere near him, it's going to be a completion.
Most receiving yards of anyone in NFL history through 5 years with 7 games left.
I know
in the 5th year.
It's ridiculous. He's always open.
Here's Cam Akers here, by the way.
Here's another example of like just so many playmakers on this team, right? Like so many guys willing to jump in and do something. You have a naked here at the same time. Whoop, wide open. And he gets wide open because he goes right now. I love this little adjustment that at times we do where the running back will go backside. Like if Sam would have rolled out, like if he would have opened up to his right and just started running, we would call this a roll, right? This would be roll right. Like if Sam goes straight out to the right now, with that action from the running back, it's instantly called a roll. But because it's like this, it's a naked. But what it does is it allows him the time to create this natural pick. Go back from this end zone, from this wide copy. See, right now, pause it. Whoever's on the A, it's either the A or the T has the running backs, right? The A and the T, the linebackers on the A and the T in the end zone have the running backs. Mm-hmm. But we have 2 wide receivers out here who are going to create natural picks because they're going to run inside. They're obviously bracketing Justin Jefferson, right? You can see the 2 guys staring at him. See that pick right there? And then watch, here comes another one. Right there.
It's just traffic.
It's just enough. And it's a great way of creating, like, I feel like refs are really starting to look at these pick plays, but when you have it from so far away, where you have a running back and a linebacker running basically like a swing route and the receiver's just running a slant, they're naturally going to get picked, whether it's by the receiver or by their own player. And it creates this huge separation, which allows Akers to get open, and it allows Sam Darnold to come kind of hold this fake out, and everyone's kind of like, wait a minute, why is everybody going the wrong way? Oh, I get why. We want to create this natural pick, because I'm sure everybody watching this was like, why did he go left and he went right?
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Beautiful. It's beautiful
stuff. Yeah, Booney, well, thanks for making us smarter here.
Oh, dude.
And you know what? And Risner, there was some stuff in there. We probably could have gone even deeper where it wasn't his greatest game. It's also his first ever game at right guard with Jeffrey Simmons across from him. And so I'm curious. And you know what? If, let's say, after 2 or 3 games, it's not clicking, you can go back to Ed. It's not like benching a franchise quarterback, unless you think it's that decision is too far gone at that point. Where
it depends on how Ed's doing in practice. It depends on how his attitude is. Like some guys get benched. Look at Anthony Richardson. Gets benched, stays quiet, comes back. You're like, where the hell is this guy? Where's this guy been?
He took that like a champ, man.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Hey, and sometimes you have to. Humility sucks, but it's just going to happen. And I think It's not. I'm all about the Dalton Risner, putting him in there. I think he's a tough player. I think never having played on the right side will be a challenge because you're starting to play some really good teams in a little bit. I mean, you got to play the Packers again, right? You got to play the Lions down the road. I think you have to play who else do they have to play? The 49ers?
49ers, they already beat.
That's right. They already beat them.
But, I mean, the Falcons are coming up. The Cardinals, there's some good feisty teams. And then Lions, Packers, like you said.
Yeah.
The Bears this weekend. Let's go.
It's going to be so fun, dude. I'm so excited for this game. Not that I think that the Bears have a shot in hell because P-Flow's defense is just going to cause so much havoc.
But it is. There's a Vikings going to Soldier Field thing historically that.
Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me, bud.
Just something. Yeah, you've lived it.
I got knocked out last time. It's like literally unconscious, and I was like, I never want to go back to this place. It's terrible.
Just drag him off the field. If you want more from Booney, again, the O-line committee where Alex and Jeremiah Searles are breaking down film. They're breaking down the whole NFL, a weekly 2-part podcast as well. So go check it out, the O-line committee. Good stuff, dude. Enjoy your Costco run.
Oh,
you were there trying to win the big bear last night.
The 9-foot bear. I was talking to Noah, the general manager. I was like, listen, you let me know what I got to do to get that thing down in price, guy.
I love that you are like first name basis friends with the people who run Costco, Kowalski's, Pies.
I'm not an idiot, and I know what makes the world spin. I walked in there. I was like, Josh, let's talk about this bear. And he looked at me and started laughing. He was like, what about it? I go, it says here, spend 100, get 20 off. Does that mean it's $100 off? And he was like, you're smart, but no, it's not what I mean. I was like, it does now. Let's go.
Let's go.
I need the bear in my backyard next to the rink.
So if you see a 6'7", tatted out former NFL offensive lineman trying to win the bear at Costco, you'll know it's probably Alex.
If you've seen the bear at Costco, you will totally understand what I'm talking about. It is so big, 9 feet by 9 feet. I'm like, yes, that's me.
Amazing. All right, dude. We'll do it again. We'll see what happens with Vikings and Bears, and we'll break it all down here on Trenches next week, my friend.
Let's do it. Can't wait.
All right. Hey, we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die around here. Come on, guys. Come on.